This is the face of home, our earth, a masterpiece of color and energy. Spinning in the vast silence, she asks nothing of us, yet gives everything. The very air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, and the rhythm of life. There is something deeply human about food. It is more than just survival, it is love, comfort, celebration, and care. It brings families together, it heals sadness, and it connects us to our roots. And yet, behind every feast lies a quiet tragedy. The untouched rice on a plate, the bread left to dry, the fruits thrown away, not because they are bad, but because they are imperfect. We see it every day, so normal, so routine, that we no longer notice. Every grain of rice carries the warmth of the sun that grew it, the effort of the hands that harvested it, and the hope of the soil that birthed it. But in a world of abundance, we have forgotten gratitude. We have forgotten to pause. And this silence is not empty, it's the sound of loss. Every day begins with food, but at the end of the day, not everything we prepare ends up eaten. Millions of tons of food are thrown away every year, enough to fill entire stadiums. Yet, for most of us, it disappears quietly into the bin, unseen and forgotten. Hi, my name is Sophia. As I grew up, I used to think that food waste wasn't really a big deal. Like I see people around me throws away some rice, a few fries, or maybe a slice of bread, like a normal thing. But then I learned what will happen next and how much that waste actually can cost us. If we think deeply, it's not just about the food that we waste. It's about the water that is used to grow it, the energy to cook it, and also the land that cleared just to produce it. So if we waste food, we waste all of that, and we harm the environment that gives it to us. Food waste isn't just a personal habit, it's an environmental crisis, one that grows every single day. But what if we could see where our leftovers go? Would we still throw them away easily? When we think of pollution, we often imagine smoke and plastic, but not food. But the truth is, rotting food can create methane gas that smells so awful and attracts pests. That's the short-term damage, right in front of us. Let's just take a simple look. What do we throw away in a simple meal? This is one person's lunch. It might not look like much, but if every student does this once a day, that's buckets of waste by evening. And when this goes into the landfill, it doesn't just vanish, it mixes with other waste, blocks drainage, and creates a breeding ground for pests. Short-term effects may seem small, perhaps just smell, flies, and block drains, but if multiplied by thousands of homes, they become a public health and environmental challenges. From the food worker perspective, he said that food waste fills up bins quickly. It's heavy, it leaks, and sometimes the bins overflow before pickup time. It's so easy for us to complain about the bad smell and dirty street, but do we know that we are part of the cause? The waste start with us, our plates, our homes. So what happens if this keeps going? The answer is simple and terrifying. Every time we waste food, we release a chain reaction that reaches far beyond our kitchen. When food decomposes in landfills without oxygen, it produces methane gas. Methane traps heat in our atmosphere, 25 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. So that means each banana peel, each spoon of rice, and each untouched meal contributes directly to our climate change. Our dining tables are connected to melting ice caps, to violent storms, and to unpredictable weather. It's all part of one system, the system that feeds us, shelters us, and sustains life. And it's not just gas. Fruit production itself damages the ecosystems. The more food we demand, the more forests are cleared for farms and cattle. Land that once absorbed carbon and protected wildlife is turned into farmland, only for a large part of that food to end up wasted. When we waste food, we waste water too. Did you know that it takes about 1,500 liters of water to produce just 1 kilogram of rice? Another source stated that 1 kilogram of rice needs 3,000 liters of water in its estimate of embedded our virtual water. Every meal we waste is gallons of water gone in a world where some people can't even fill a glass. It's easy to think hunger exists because there's not enough food, but globally, we produce more than enough to feed everyone. Yet nearly 1/3 of it is wasted. While some plates overflow, others remain empty. When food is wasted in one part of the world, it affects another. It drives up prices, reduces available resources, and increases pressure on food systems everywhere. Let's imagine, while tons of breads are discarded in cities every day, the farmers elsewhere are struggling to grow crops under extreme heat and unpredictable rainfall. So this is the cruel irony of food waste. The abundance on one side hunger on the other. Over time, this cycle weakens the environment, less fertile soil, less biodiversity, and more pollution. And when the soil dies, the future of food dies with it. Experts warn that if food waste continues at the current rate, by 2050, we may need to produce twice as much food to feed the same population, even as farmland and fresh water become scarce. So, we are caught in a loop. We produce too much, we waste too much, and in doing so, we destroy the very systems that feed us. We talk about saving the planet, but maybe saving the planet starts with us finishing our meals. Because what's left on our plate today could determine what's left on Earth tomorrow. Mom, can you tell us what you usually notice at the school canteen?
Every day after recess, the cleaners collect trays full of leftovers, such as rice, noodles, and bread. I often notice that students often buy more than they can eat. Some also just take a few bites and throw it away.
Oh, I get it. But do teachers try to educate them about that?
We do. Some schools have campaigns like take only what you can finish. But sometimes it's not about reminders, it's about habits at home. If children grow up seeing food thrown away, they will think it's normal.
Yeah, I see your point. That's true. What about at home? Like, how do you manage food so we don't waste it?
I plan meals weekly. I store leftovers properly and reuse them, for example, like fried rice, sandwiches, and soups. I also try to teach you and your siblings that wasting food means wasting effort, money, and blessing.
I still remember you reminding us not to leave rice on the plate.
Because every grain counts, behind that grain is a farmer's sweat, water, and sunlight. When you waste it, you waste all of that.
Yeah, that's true. So, as a teacher, what's your hope for students today?
I hope they can learn how to appreciate food early and practicing it in their daily lives. Awareness shouldn't wait until adulthood. If schools, families, and communities work together, maybe the next generation will value food more deeply. Inshallah.
If food waste is such a serious issue, why do we still ignore it? The answer lies in communication, or rather, the lack of it. We live in a world where information spreads faster than ever, maybe through tweets, reels, and TikToks. Yet, somehow, the message about food waste doesn't always reach the people who matter the most. In Malaysia, we have access to an incredible variety of food, a reflection of our beautiful diversity, but it's also a reflection how easily food becomes disposable. For some, unfinished food is a small issue, but for others, it's a daily reality of hunger. Many Malaysians don't know what happens after the bin is emptied. Food waste doesn't vanish, it travels, it decomposes, and it pollutes. At landfills, it releases methane, a gas far more harmful than carbon dioxide. This affects the environment, our rivers, our health, and even our seafood. I always thought the rubbish truck people would recycle it somehow.
My parents say just throw lah, the government will handle.
That is communication gap. Everyone assumes that someone else is responsible. Communication about food waste often stops at slogans, but real understanding requires deeper conversations at home, in schools, and in everyday spaces. Cultural habits influence how we treat food. In some homes, abundance is a symbol of love and hospitality, but without awareness, abundance can become excess. While most of the food stall owners say food waste always happens at the end of the night because unsold items can be kept until tomorrow. One say, sometimes I give it to the stray cats, and the other say, if I sell again, people will say it's not fresh. And that's where the silence become waste, because everyone don't talk about the solution, and then the food will quietly turn into garbage. The communication gap isn't just between the government and citizens. It exists between parents and children, teachers and students, also businesses and consumers. If we never ask, where does our food go after lunch, we will never see how much is lost. According to the Malaysian Reserve, Malaysia throws away 17,000 tons of food waste daily. 28% of it is still edible, enough to feed 12 million people a day. We can't act on what we don't understand, and right now, too many people simply don't understand enough. Awareness doesn't just happen overnight. It begins with education and with people who care enough to speak up. I believe that schools are powerful spaces to plant awareness early. Imagine if every school had lessons on finishing meals, separating waste, or even composting. The change could start young and last a lifetime. Awareness also grows beyond classrooms, like through community projects, NGOs, and social media platforms. Platforms like Zero Waste Malaysia and Kechara Soup Kitchen have turned awareness into action, connecting surplus food with people who need it most. What I love about Malaysia is our multicultural teamwork. Malays, Chinese, Indians, and Orang Asli, all working side by side for a cause. And then, awareness can become a unity. When people see real examples, they understand better. Visual stories like these can change minds faster than any campaign slogan. Sometimes, the most powerful awareness doesn't come from data. It comes when I see someone else care about our environment. Change doesn't begin with policies. It begins at home. One family, one meal, one plate at a time. Here's what you can start. First, plan your meals. Buy only what you will cook. Second, store food properly. Label the leftovers and freeze the extra portions. Third, reuse creatively. Like we can make nasi goreng from the leftover rice, soup from the leftover vegetables, and sambal from stale bread. And the last one is compost what can be eaten. In our multicultural kitchens, food innovation is endless. Malays reuse curry into fried noodles, Chinese turn leftovers into porridge, and Indians create delicious curries from scraps. The creativity is already in our culture. We just need to make it conscious. We can also encourage restaurants and hotels to donate excess food. Some already do, like collaborating with food banks and shelters. Maybe for us, it's a small effort, but it's mean huge hope for someone else. And that is the heart of change. It's not perfection, but it's compassion. When we started this journey with one question, what really happened when we waste food? And what we found is that is just not an environmental issue. It's a reflection to our values. Every grain of rice, every vegetable, every fish carries someone's story. Every time we waste food, we waste the labor of farmers, the energy of transport, and the love of those who cook it. But every time we finish our meal, share a portion, or compost our scraps, we honor them. Malaysia's beauty lies in its diversity and our shared responsibility to protect it. Whether we are Malay, Chinese, Indian, Iban, Kadazan or Orang Asli, our food connects us. So let's make sure it never goes to waste again.